Oh, yeah. What's going on, everybody? What's up? What's up? What's up? Welcome, welcome, welcome. I forgot to put a beanie on. Y'all get to see my gross hair for a second. Yeah. What's up? What's up, everybody? Welcome, welcome, welcome to the KillJoy Jake show. Got my little ghost face shirt on and everything. Welcome, 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 everybody. Holy crap. Austin 530. Thanks for becoming a channel member. Thank you. Thank you. And Valerie. Oh my God. I'm absent from the stream and y'all are becoming channel members. I appreciate it. Thank you. I should take more pee breaks, apparently. That's what I've learned from this. Thank you guys, though I appreciate that so much. Thank you so much, Valerie and Austin. Got to shout out my channel members here in a second, but first, want to talk to some of y'all real quick. Carl Kelly, what's up? Cool. You're cool, Carl. You're a cool Carl. Anakin Shark Sarink, hi. How's it going, Anakin? I have the high ground now. What's up, Tori? What's up, what's up, what's up? Dr. Andy's here. Scream 6, what's the update on both films, Jake? We're going to talk about some stuff today, as well as the new Hellraiser film, which, speaking of which, I forgot to pull up a very interesting article on the film talking about its rating, which, having a bit of trouble here, speaking for some reason. Here we go. Just want to pull this up, want to talk about it at some point in the stream tonight. A lot of good things to talk about. What's up, Lee? What's going on? What's up? What's up? Early gang. How's my early gang doing? What's up, Mr. Rick? Welcome to the stream. Jennifer is here as well. What's up, Jennifer? Saying hi to everybody. What's up, what's up? What's up? I already said hello to you. I already said hi once. What's up, Eli? I like the profile picture. Hi. Hi, Ty, saying ahoy. Ahoy, mateys. I like it. Hey, everybody, celebrity in the chat here. We got Miss Sam Carpenter. Welcome. I hope you don't see any ghost faces in the chat though.
Holy shit, it's Ghostface! Holy shit, it's Ghostface! Holy shit, it's Ghostface! Holy
Wow, okay, yeah. The loop button is it's certainly something. Don't hit the loop button too many times, because that'll just happen. So Sam, you got to see that clip multiple times. You're welcome. There you go. What's up, Darth? How's it going? Den is here, saying hi to some more people. Extron is here as well. What's up? Hi, everybody. Hello again. Welcome once again to the KillJoy Jake show. We're just absolutely vibing tonight, hanging out on a Wednesday night. How is everyone doing? What do you guys want to talk about? Because I want to talk about a bunch of crazy stuff, including just real quickly want to talk about my channel members who are just fantastic. Ghostface tier patrons, thank you guys so much for your support. By the way, y'all are the best. I seriously could not do this channel without you guys. I know I have some new people in the chat now. I have not been able to make cool graphics based off of these new people who just became channel members, but thank all of you. Thank you so much. Jason tier supporters as well. And my top supporters at the Freddy tier. Thank you for your support. And also some new supporters who have just either upgraded or became different tiers. That is Scorpio YT, Locked, and Brandon Meacham. Thank you guys for your support this month. So, what should we talk about? Because I'm going to kind of kick the conversation off talking a little bit about this Hellraiser reboot, which just got its R rating. What did it get rated R for, though? Because this is what's so interesting about the film. It's going to be a lot closer to the actual novel that Hellraiser is based off of. That is The Hellbound Heart. I'm really excited to see this more faithful adaptation, what that's going to look like, because the book is very different to my knowledge. It's going to be rated R for strong bloody horror violence and graphic nudity. So, makes you question what the heck's going on in this film. Feels fitting though for a Hellraiser film. I think it feels fitting personally. to have extreme. Yes, there is a Hellraiser reboot. I know I don't get to talk about it too much on this page. There also just hasn't been too many updates on it. Nothing too crazy. But considering that we're getting the rating now, I would assume it's probably coming out sometime in like September. Is my guess. They've been advertising a lot. They begin the marketing for a lot of these films going straight to streaming typically a month before they actually come out. So maybe we get a trailer sometime soon. Once again, my guess is like a September release, considering that the news is starting to roll in now. But yeah, just my thoughts. So, oh, it's your birthday, Ghostface. Well, I'm not gonna play that clip again because everyone got to see it like 4 or 5 times, and I spazzed out trying to figure out how to stop that. But I will play this one for you.
What's up?
Welcome. Happy birthday, Ghostface. Happy birthday. David Bruckner is going to be the director of it, talking about one of his other films, The Night House here. The visuals in The Night House were so creative, so I'm excited for his Hellraiser. Me too. I think it's going to be cool. I'm pumped for it. I'm excited. I've always, like, David Bruckner movies always have something about the plot where I'm kind of like meh about, typically. I just gotta be honest. But I do love a lot of his movies. I agree with the visuals. Like, the visuals in all of his movies are awesome. So I love The Ritual. The Night House was pretty good. I think he's got some banger movies, man. I hope this one is another one to add to the list. So I'm excited. I'm excited to see what he does with it. I meant to say, who do you think is a better actress, Samara Weaving or Melissa Barrera? I did not see the first comment, so perfect. We can ignore it. I don't know, because I haven't seen enough of Melissa Barrera really to tell. I've only really seen her in 2 things so far. But I've definitely seen more movies with Samara Weaving in either lead roles or being a side character. I really like Samara Weaving. She's fantastic. I've really only seen 2 Melissa Barrera performances, so I don't know if that's fair. But I like her in both things, so I'm a fan. Melissa Barrera so far has been 2 for 2. She kills it, man. She's awesome. Samara Weaving also is a phenomenal actress as well. Everything she touches, she's great. Like, every character she portrays is like either so evil or the total opposite of that. She's a great, like, straight man, or just like a great fucking villain as well. And depending on what movie we're talking about, very case by case. But she's very dynamic as an actress. She can play many different roles. Has a very wide range. So that's also based off, I've seen more Samara Weaving movies. I don't know how fair that is to make that comparison, but I do really like Samara Weaving, and both of them are great. Got here right on time from work. Nice, T. Parker Evans. Good stuff. Evil dies in 58 nights. Only 58 nights to go. I like it. Good stuff. You got the Jaws badge. Hell yeah. Happy 2 months. Thank you, Michael, for being a supporter for 2 months. That's awesome, dude. Thank you. Jake, I just got a Blu-ray copy of Hereditary at Target for $5. So pumped. Nice. I bought a 4K when it released for way more than that. So that you're already killing it with with the price range. So good find. I like it. Some good stuff, man. I'm glad you liked that, Maverick. I know we were tweeting about it. So I'm really glad you liked it, dude. Yeah, I love Hereditary. Man, any A24 horror movie I get real excited about. I can't wait for Pearl up next from them. Oh, it's gonna be good. I'm really excited for Pearl. I just rewatched X in preparation for that. I gotta watch Orphan tonight if I have time. I probably won't, because I will also be on Craven Something Scary stream late tonight. But hey, fuck it. Fuck it, we ball, as they say in the in the YouTube space sometimes. So where did I get this shirt from? I believe I got this at, like, Spencer's, the dildo shop. That is also a horror t-shirt shop at the same time. And check this out on the back. Look at that. Look at that guy. Look at him go. The back of the shirt's cooler than the front. It's a weird shirt. So Austin is talking about how he wants to see Bodies again so soon. It was a fun watch. It was awesome, man. I really enjoyed it. I can't really think about Bodies. I can't really talk about it, because if I start going on a tangent about it, I'm gonna talk about the ending, which is something special. No worries, no spoilers here. I know for some people don't even have it in their area yet. I've read about, which sucks. Some people haven't seen Nope either, which, just because it hasn't come out in their country yet. To that, it kind of sucks that this new trailer they put out about it is filled with spoilers. So I would avoid any marketing from both Bodies, and Nope, which both have some big twists in them that you don't want to have spoiled before the movie. I will say that. So make sure not to check that out. Yeah, there's a new Nope trailer that just spoils the whole movie. Like, I'm like, really? You just spoiled, like, the 2 biggest things about that movie. So avoid those. Avoid those if you can. That's what I'll say. Ooh, and also with Bodies, I see A24 retweeting some tweets that are, like, kind of spoiling some stuff about certain characters' fates. So be careful with that too if you have yet to see that. Both movies where I really don't think you should know anything. I don't think you should know too much about them before going into them. They're really fun, big surprises in those movies. Very original films. I'm a fan of both. Both are probably going to make my top 3 for the year. I really enjoyed them. So But I won't, no worries, no spoilers here. I will say this, though. Tomorrow, me and Carrie Crave Cinema, we're going live on this page to talk spoilers on Bodies, Bodies, Bodies. So if you want to hear that a little more in depth than what I talked about in my review, then yeah, make sure to stop by that stream tomorrow. I really want to talk about it, but obviously, like, you know, not everyone has seen it. So, but yeah, check out that stream tomorrow if you're interested in hearing some spoiler talk. Let me put it this way: I loved that movie so much, I can fill an entire like 2-hour period of me talking with another person just on Bodies, Bodies, Bodies. That's why I'm like, fuck it, we're gonna make a whole stream about that. So, if you haven't seen it yet, I highly recommend. It's one of those like holy shit, weird, controversial kind of horror films, and it's definitely one to talk. We gotta just unpack that everything about it. So I will, yeah, no, join that, check out that stream if you're interested. So see a few people interested. Good stuff. So I've been seeing this a lot lately. Everyone's Jake gives everything a 10. I do not give everything a 10. Not everything is a 10 out of 10. They slash them was an easy 1 out of 10, and that's why I met somebody who who will remain anonymous at Monster Mania, talking a little bit about like my reviews and stuff, and he or she specifically said that dude, you should review these movies that you hate. Like, fuck it, if people disagree, who cares? And I'm just like, you know, you're right. Something I've been thinking about lately is like, could you imagine looking up reviews for like a movie you really liked, and then you just find some guy shitting on that movie? That's kind of why I've like avoided doing reviews on movies where I just genuinely didn't find anything I enjoyed from them. But I'm thinking, I'm like, you know what? Moving forward, I'm just gonna review movies. Say fuck it. I don't care. But no, I've seen a few people say that about Jake gives everything a 10, and I'm like, no, I don't. X was my favorite horror film of the year. That wasn't a 10 out of 10. That was a 9.5 out of 10. But there is not, for me, actually, all year, there hasn't been a 10 out of 10, which, hot take, I like a lot of the movies that have come out this year, but none of them have been like 10 out of 10 perfect movie, in my opinion. So I'll say that. So. And also, Lewis, thank you so much for the $2 super chat. I appreciate that. At Monster Mania, why didn't you ask a question at the Scream panel? I was only there Friday night. It's all I could afford, unfortunately. But I would have loved to. I would have loved to have asked a question and talked to those people. That would have been great. Hopefully next time I can, you know, maybe get a picture or something. That would be awesome. I would love to meet Matthew Lillard and all them. I was just happy to be in the same room as them. I got to be honest. That's what I was appreciating this time around. But hopefully sometime in the future, when I'm not in the middle of making a movie, running 2 YouTube channels, and just constantly be doing stuff without time off, I will absolutely be at the panels and be at more cons and stuff for sure. I just couldn't go the whole weekend, unfortunately. I actually stayed at my buddy's apartment. I slept on his floor the next night because I didn't want to drive home. So I drove up to Boston and was like, "Hey, dude, can I sleep in your apartment tonight? I don't want to drive home all night. I'm so tired." So he let me sleep on his floor. It was nice. So, but thank you for the $2 super chat, Lewis. I appreciate that, man. You give my movie a 10 out of 10, or at least I hope you did. Yeah, yep. Scream 5. Definitely a perfect movie. Did not have any didn't have any flaws with it at all. I liked it. It was good, but not a 10 out of 10. I did give Morbius a 10 out of 10, but like you said, T. Parker Evans, I mean, it's the greatest movie to ever come out. So it's kind of an 11 out of 10 if I'm being honest. But yes, it sometimes feels like you give a positive review of a movie you liked. People who hated will think you sold out or are being too nice. That's actually a really good point. I have a few people that say that during a lot of my reviews. They're like, "I hated this movie so much. You must have gotten paid to do this." First of all, I wish that was the case. I wish someone was telling me to say really positive things about their movie and also dishing me some money. I wish that was the case, but no. I really have enjoyed a lot of the films this year. Bodies, Bodies, Bodies was really a shock to me. That's probably the biggest surprise of the year for me so far. I was not expecting to like that one so much. I was thinking, oh, you know, it's going to be fun, whatever. But no, I really enjoyed it. I thought I was really surprised by it. I get that comment a lot of the people who are like, I can't believe you like that so much. And I'm like, what? Like, I don't know, man. There have been a few movies where this year even where it's like, yeah, you know, they're not like, these are at least decent films. And I'll have comments on my videos saying like, this was the worst movie that has come out ever. And I'm like, really? Like Prey was the worst movie you've ever seen. You haven't seen enough movies if you thought Prey was like the worst movie you've ever seen. I don't know, man. That one especially, I got a lot of I couldn't believe the comments on that one. But I don't know. Prey was awesome. I really liked it. That was like easy 8 out of 10. I wouldn't go any higher or lower than that personally. That's like, feel like that's 8 out of 10. It was solid. It wasn't like the craziest story ever. So I had fun with it. What? You're telling me studios aren't paying you? I got a bag for the Batman review. Not well, so we gotta we gotta link up sometime and talk about that. So that's so funny. How pumped are you like a gas tank for the new Saw? Oh, dude. I'm unbelievably pumped for Saw. I got to talk about it in my video yesterday. I was gonna do an Insidious. I have an Insidious 5 update, but I'm so tired, guys. I'm so sorry. I wanted to get that out, but I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna go live instead and just bullshit about whatever the heck I want, because this is very fun for me. This is very fun and therapeutic for me. This is great. But I do have a video at some point. I got a video going up on Smile tomorrow. Hopefully, I can get this Insidious video up tomorrow, because I got a pretty big little behind the scenes scoop on it. I can't really, so I saw some pictures of some things that I can't really go too in depth about, but I found some stuff about it that I'm excited to talk about, and I have a source who I trust a lot who has given me a big scoop on it, and I'm really excited to report on it. But your boy just has not found the time to do it. So soon though. Can you announce to all of us your most hated movie this year? I really they/them is awful. I think it's just a disaster. I did not like Dashcam was also not very good. I don't think I'll literally never watch that movie again. But it had some cool it had some scary sequences, and the monster's pretty cool. But besides that, Dashcam was a kind of a big disappointment, especially coming from Rob Savage, who did the Host, who did Host in 2020. That was like awesome. Maybe one of my favorite found footage flicks ever. I was so shocked by that one and how good it was. And then he does Dashcam, and I'm just like, this is like the dark timeline version of what could have happened with Host. Dashcam is like the shitty version of Host. I don't know how else to explain it. Like, I don't know, man. I just didn't. You can't. Your main character can't be to the point where it's like, oh my god, like you are so unbelievably unlikable. I just cannot get behind movies like that. They can be assholes and jerks, but they have to have a sympathetic side to them, or like I don't care about the movie. I've seen a few movies do this, but yeah, I don't know, man. I can't fuck with it. But I also really like positive video. I don't like being negative towards things, because like even with that film, you had someone who was working their ass off on it and probably thought it was like amazing, and then it just didn't get the reception it got. So it's kind of one of those things where like I feel bad shitting on filmmakers too, but like at the same time, I'm also not going to hold back if something just wasn't executed correctly. So I'm always honest. I'm always honest in my reviews. I'm always honest in like whatever I post. I'm never lying to people about it, but like I just didn't feel the need to make a review on they/them. I was just like, there's nothing positive I can say about this movie. Every choice that was made is really awful. It really is. And I don't, from a conceptual standpoint, the moment they started writing it was where all the problems lie too. It's not one of those movies where like, oh hey, maybe it was like cool, but then no, I don't like. Maybe one day I'll talk about it in a review, but I don't know. It's just not. It wasn't even something that like. It's such a miss for me. I didn't even want to do a video about it. Locked with the $5 super chat. Locked. Thank you so much. I appreciate that a whole lot. Do you like Sheriff Hewitt and do like Sheriff Hewitt and do what you want? Gotta give my stream dono. I appreciate that so much. And honestly, I think your streams help you stand out. Keep it up. Thank you so much, Locked. I appreciate that a whole lot. Yes, and just for you, I got this. And this is not a reflection of how I feel about you, Locked, but this was a suggestion, one of the suggested stream clips that you threw up there.
That's the ugliest thing I ever saw.
So there you go, just for you. Thank you for that super chat. Thank you so much. Oh, thank you, Lee. I appreciate that. As a thank you for some inspiration. Good. That's good stuff. Gotta be positive. Gotta be, yes. Justin is saying that is why you should have done a review. You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it tomorrow. I'm gonna do it for Friday. I'll have 2 reviews come out Friday then, because I'm gonna watch Orphan early as fuck Friday, and then I will also have I'll talk about They Slash Them. Sure, why not? If it gets no views, it gets no views. I don't care. I'm gonna do it. But yeah, thank you all for hanging out, by the way. I appreciate it. We got 60 people in the chat. Thank you all for coming on in. We haven't even talked about Scream yet, and it just means a lot. It means a lot that I can kind of rant about some BS, and we can all talk about it. So it's good. Welcome Trent. Welcome Bucko. Gavin Byrne is here. Welcome everybody. Trent is saying not Scream related, but if you could choose a horror director writer to make a Marvel movie, who would you choose? Who would be their character? I would choose Damien Leone for a Scarlet Witch movie. Interesting. Very interesting. Damien Leone doing something with a big budget. I wonder what that would look like. Interesting. Yeah, he's only ever really been a part of projects that were like low budget, or, you know, like, I mean, Terrifier 2 is even still low budget. I think it had like, what, $300,000, which is like, yeah, you know, but I'm still excited for it. I don't think Terrifier needs a big budget either. Like, I think it's perfect that it has that low of a budget. That makes sense. With obviously with a Marvel thing or whatever, you're gonna need a bigger budget. I will say the other thing is we have a lot of horror directors making superhero movies now, and I don't know how I feel about that, because the guy, like, for example, the guy that did I'm going to go on a real quick side tangent here. The guy that did Annabelle Comes Home and Lights Out, which are just phenomenal. No, not Annabelle Comes Home. Annabelle Creation. Sorry, that's the good Annabelle. The guy that did Annabelle Creation, his name is David F. Sandberg. Great director. I love what he did with with Lights Out, with this movie. He did another horror movie, and I cannot remember what the name of it is, but he went on to then do Shazam, and he's doing the sequel to Shazam, and like, they're good movies, don't get me wrong, but I kind of wish he was still doing horror. That's my one thing. So I'm oddly enough, I'm almost kind of against writers and directors who do horror to go and do superhero movies. But if I had to be like you got to do, you had to choose life or death situation, I would probably, who would do a good superhero movie? Well, James Gunn. Like, everyone in my head who I'm like could do a good superhero movie has done one. James Wan. Which horror director do I think would do that? Probably, I would like to see Leigh Whannell attempt that. James Wan, I think, did a really good job with the first Aquaman. Now, I'm not super pumped for the second one, but I think he did a good job with that. I'd like to see what Leigh Whannell would do with a Marvel movie or like a DC movie. I couldn't even tell you which character. They should do a better version of Moon Knight. Hot take. Carter, Scotland Allen, thanks for the $5 super chat. I appreciate that. I was going to DM you, but I have a wild Scream 6 theory. Ooh. Finishing up writing the video. Would absolutely love to hear your thoughts when it's up. Absolutely. Yeah. I'll have to check it out. I still got to check out that video you made with Carrie on Bodies. So I just have not had time. So can't wait for the Smile video. Heck yeah. I'm in the middle of editing it right now. So I'm excited for you guys to see it. I did a deep dive on like everything Smile in preparation for that. I'm pumped for that video, and I'm gonna do one on Barbarian this week too if I have some time. Hopefully for tomorrow, if I can get all that out. I don't know. Justin saying, "Oh, you're a nice guy." Thank you, man. I appreciate that. It reflects in your reviews, so when there's a movie you dislike, we'll know it's really bad. It's refreshing and fun to listen to. Well, thank you, Justin. I appreciate that. It's a weird moral dilemma I've been having recently about reviews. I think thank you for your support, by the way, Justin. I appreciate that a whole lot. I'm gonna play you a little. I need a positive. Where's a positive? I don't have any positive clips. Almost all of them are like really weird things. But here, I got this for you. Fuck yeah! Fuck yeah! Thank you, Justin, for the super chat. I appreciate that. Yeah, it's a weird moral dilemma thing I've been having, I guess. I've been thinking about, like, I've had some comments from people who are actually a part of these movies, and I was thinking, okay, cool. Like I had some of the Terrifier people comment on a video, and I'm like, that's sick. That no way, that's awesome. But then one of my Nope videos, Brandon Perea actually commented on it, and I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, so I've been kind of scared to criticize things, I think, but I think I just got to get over that and say fuck it and just like tell the world how I feel. We're getting real personal today in this stream. I came on here with some crazy intent, I guess. But yeah, so another thing I want to talk about that Conrad's bringing up right now, because I you know what, kind of like let's get off that topic. Let's talk about horror movies. Talking about Jenna Ortega killing it in Wednesday. Yes, that the trailer looks fucking awesome. Can we just say that? And I almost did a video today, which if I wasn't half asleep this morning, I would have. But I almost thought about doing a side-by-side comparison of the Wednesday trailer to the Munsters trailer. Why everything in Wednesday gets fans excited, where everything in that Munsters trailer is just like, what the hell is going on? Like, watch those trailers back to back. Pretty similar concepts, you know, I mean, like TV series from the past that were, you know, kind of based off of like a family that's like horror inspired, essentially. Like, they're very similar. They're Apple, like it's how do I put this? Like, one thing is very similar to the other. They're in the same category of their own thing, I think. Munsters and the Addams Family, similar ideas. But the Wednesday trailer is just so much more intriguing to me than the Munsters movie trailer. I don't know, man. That's my hot take. But the Wednesday trailer looks fucking awesome. I cannot wait for that. Oh, piranhas in the pool, man. My irrational fear actualized on screen finally. So I can't wait to see that. It looks pretty disgusting too, man. I mean, like, that's a gnarly kill that they featured in the trailer. I'm like, oh, okay, Addams Family, fuck. Lewis is saying with $2 super chat, thank you so much for that. Do you do lunch or something? Fans are in your town. This kind of gets me scared more than anything. Yeah, I would absolutely be down for lunch. As long as you know, the fans aren't in my town stalking me with binoculars, then yeah, absolutely. No, dude. Yeah, absolutely. If you were passing through Ohio or something, just hit the dude up. Hit the KillJoy up. But I appreciate that, Lewis. Hell yeah, dog. The comparison sounds interesting. I'm really thinking about doing it because, like, man, I don't know. The Addams Family trailer was, I've watched it 2 times now, and I'm just like, this looks so cool. Like, this, I am so intrigued by this. There's so many little details that they didn't go in depth on either that has me really compelled to go check that out. With the Munsters, it kind of just looks like they're just rehashing stuff from the past and just giving it this new modern sheen to it, where I did not feel that at all from the Addams Family trailer. It felt very, I don't know, it just felt very different, so. Just my thoughts. I'm very excited for Wednesday though. I would have talked about the trailer today, but like I said, I've been going very, very hard. We gotta schedule some stuff for this weekend for the movie, so I will not be doing any videos Saturday or Sunday, unfortunately. But like I said, you'll probably have two crazy videos tomorrow, 2 crazy videos Friday. So. And like I said, I'm streaming now, and I'm streaming over at Craven's place. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be a crazy night. If you're looking for horror talk, there you go. There you go. A lot of people are saying I want lunch. Let's get lunch. Let's do it. Bucko. Let's do it, Bucko. I hope Gale in Scream 6. I hope she does not die. She is the only one of the original trio that returns for the 6th time. Yes, Kevin. I don't want her to die either. I'll be completely honest. I think killing her would be just a really weird decision at this point. If anyone is safe in Scream 6, I think it's Gale, and I don't want to speak too soon because, you know, that's what I said about the OG3. I'm like, man, if they kill one of them, that could be disastrous for them. And well, let's see what we did. See what they did back in January. Holy crap. But I really don't think they're going to kill Gale this time around. There has been a lot of backlash about the whole Sidney Prescott situation. They're not going to kill Gale. They're simply not going to do that. There would be no point to do it this time around because their explanation as to why Dewey needed to die in the last film, which personally I disagree with, was to bring Gale and Sidney into the equation. Could have done that in an easier way, I think, personally, but there you go. That's, sure. Fuck it, whatever. I really think that they could have gone about that differently. But regardless, they don't need to kill a legacy character to bring in other legacy characters, since we know Nev Campbell's not going to be in it. We know David Arquette's not going to be in it. All the characters are going to basically be in the same situation, I think. We've seen just about everyone in a scene at some point, or in a set photo, the main, like the big cast at least, here so far, all together in different scenes. So I don't think we'll be killing Gale. I really don't think so. There's not like a huge point to do that this time around. I don't think they have an excuse to kill Gale unless they're just like knife happy. That's really the only reason I could see them doing it. But yeah, no, Gale's the only one that I think is safe. Kirby is not safe. Kirby could absolutely die. I see so many people saying it would be disrespectful. No, it's not. Like, it's not disrespectful to have your character get killed in a movie. If anything, it's an honor more than anything. Like, if they told me they're like, oh, you're gonna be the second kill in a Scream movie, that would be fucking awesome. that is an actor's wettest dream, trust me. So it's not disrespectful to kill Kirby just because she asked to be in the film. It's a slasher movie at the end of the day. So, but I don't think the only person I think is safe is Gale. I think everyone else has a chance at dying in this movie. They may even kill one of the Carpenter sisters, but I doubt it. I'm saying one of the Meeks twins bites it in this film for sure. The Core 4 is not safe. The Core 4 is not safe. I'm sticking with it. Sticking with that. Do you think the Scream 6 killer will win like Michael did in Halloween Kills? This could be the case, Gavin. It's kind of the way we've been seeing a lot of these requel trilogies written, is where it kind of like goes on and up. For our main characters, kind of a victory, so to say. In the first film, the second film is typically like more of a loss. The ending film, kind of somewhere in the middle, you know? I mean, that's kind of how, or like another win, I guess, which is, yes, a good way to write a trilogy, but it's been kind of done to death at this point. With we saw that with the new Jurassic Park, where I bet we're probably going to see something along those lines with Halloween Ends, how that all wraps up. The Jurassic World trilogy, of course, I mean. And I could see the same thing happening for the Scream franchise, and I'm kind of not against it because we've always gotten such a happy ending in these movies where, man, I don't know why they never took the opportunity to do something crazy with a middle movie. Like, imagine if Scream 2 had just a really dark ending where it's like Timothy Olyphant just wins. Like, he just overcomes everything, and then leading into a cliffhanger for the next movie. They have an opportunity to do that, to do something different with the ending for Scream 6 here, and I hope they take it, because Scream 7 is probably confirmed at this point, probably. So I would imagine if that is the case behind the scenes, they can write a cliffhanger ending that will then get resolved in a 7, because I know there are many people out there who would go ballistic if they just left us on a cliffhanger and never did another movie. I don't know, man. I think the cliffhanger is worth it personally. Just to do something different. Yeah, sure, for sure. I'm down. To me, that any slight change, if there's some kind of powerful change that messes with the formula a little bit in a new creative way, that's going to make your film stand aside in a whole new different light. I would be down for that. I have not seen Keep Breathing yet. I see a few people talking about that. Not sure where it started. Here we go. Melissa Barrera's performance in Keep Breathing is great. I got to check this out. Like I said, I have not had any time to sit down and watch anything lately, but I will absolutely, I'll check it out though. I will absolutely check it out. I don't know if you've talked about this, but why is Martha Meeks so excited about Suspects in Scream 5 like it's a murder mystery party? Is she delusional? She comes from a family of horror movie loving people. So I would imagine, I'm imagining that's why she seems kind of excited at first, is because she's like, oh, we're in the thick of it again. Exciting times, you know? I don't fucking know. That's how I took that scene, at least. I would love to see her back. She has a really good line in there with Dewey playing off of him. That's great, man. She was awesome. It was really nice to see her too. It's good stuff. What are your thoughts on I actually really like Spiral, despite having the most painfully obvious killer in murder mystery existence. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a lot of fun. Chris Rock, Sam Jackson are great in it. They chew up the fucking scenes that they are in together. The traps are great. I don't care what anyone says. People are like, oh, the traps in Spiral sucked, man. I'm just like, no, they didn't, man. Man, some of them were fucking brutal, dude. That tongue right at the beginning. Oh, God. I remember seeing that clip before I even saw the movie, and I was like, oh, I'm fucking in. Let's go. I think I did a whole video geeking out about the tongue trap. I'm like, this is just one of the fucking traps in this movie. I'm in. Like, I'm sold. Let's do this. Definitely not the worst. Definitely not the worst Saw film at all. But I do think if it would have had a better murder mystery, we could have gotten a sequel. We could have gotten like more movies like that. I'm of this weird opinion that I know many people disagree with. I don't think we need to go back to John Kramer. I love Tobin Bell. He's fucking amazing. And we've had great performances from him 8 different times in 8 of these movies. But I'm kind of like, let's take the franchise in a different direction. We've done that 8 times. So let's do something else. Spiral was a breath of fresh air for that reason, I think. It wasn't, like I said, it wasn't perfectly executed, I don't think, but it was still great. It was still a lot of fun. Yeah, Jigsaw is the worst. I think Jigsaw is like, is the absolute worst for so many weird inconsistencies, a twist that has been done before in the franchise. I don't know, man. Not a fan. What else do we got here, though? Oh, crap. Justin Proper. Holy crap. Thanks, man. I appreciate the $10 super chat, dude. It's healthy to just let it all out. Yeah, you know what? You're right, man. I sometimes you gotta do that. Sometimes you just gotta let it all let it all out sometimes. Just don't let it build up where you break down on stream. No, I'm doing all good. Don't worry. I didn't know you were a fellow Ohioan. That explains a lot. Oh, and Zod sucks. Oh, yeah, Zod does suck. But I'm from the Cleveland area, which is fun. So if you're ever in the Cleveland area, we'll have to do a video or something sometime. It'll be sick. So Justin, thank you so much for the $10 super chat, man. I appreciate it. I want to play a clip for you, but I don't want to direct it towards you. I have a lot of Hank Hill clips. So this one is once again not a negative thing towards you, but just a funny little Hank Hill compilation that I found. And I'll play it once again, not being directed towards you, Justin.
The second I see some ass, I'm kicking it. For your next trick, why don't I kick your ass? Because I want to know whose ass to kick.
There we go. Hank Hill going nuts. Thanks for the $10 super chat, Justin. I appreciate that. What else do we got here? What else do we want to talk about tonight, though? So, Fadi, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Fadi likes the Scream franchise. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, dog. Good stuff. I love the Scream franchise, too. I have a weird nostalgia for Saw 7. Interesting. I actually love the first trap in Saw 3D with the saw blades. I think that's great. Where they're all in the glass box in public. That's a cool concept, man. I think that's sick. I really enjoy that one. Some of the writing in that movie is kind of whack, but having nostalgia for it, I understand. I weirdly do too. That was one of the first Saw films I saw, like when it came out, like when it was like came out to like TV. I think I remember seeing like a scene from it and being like, oh, this is gross. this is nasty. Where do you rank 5 in the franchise? So I did a video ranking the Scream movies, and I have different feelings on how I would rank them now. I've watched 5 a few more times. When I did that video, I had seen it 3 or 4 times, I want to say, when I did that video back in like February or January. I can't remember. I said 5 was my second favorite. 5 is now my third favorite. But I would rank them 1, 4, 5, 3, 2. Which the biggest changes for me was 3 used to be at the bottom and 5 used to be second place, and now 5 has moved down, 3 has moved up for me. So I don't know, 3 has really grown on me. Like 3 was a movie that at first I was just like, this just does not fit in the franchise. It's such a weird movie tonally. It gets like it mixes, it goes too far into the deep end with the cheese factor that the Scream movies have. Like, I like that they're a little campy and cheesy at points, but Scream 3 at first for me doesn't work because it goes a little too far into it. But now that I've watched it a few times, I've come to appreciate that angle of it a little more. Like, it doesn't bug me as much, and that helps with some of the other choices that were made in the film. So I don't I don't in no way do I hate it. I think that it's just a different movie for the franchise. That if you can look past some of the really stupid plot stuff, it's a fun movie at the end of the day. And I think it has a really solid third act too. That's where the movie gets going for me. If you can get through some of the weird stuff in the first 2 acts, that third act is fucking banging. But yeah, I don't know, man. I do really, Scream 2, every time, now I feel the opposite about that. The more I watch Scream 2, the more weird things I find about it, and the less I like it. But the more I watch Scream 3, the more I love it, so. Coop de Oof is saying 6 better be the best in the franchise. Ooh. And I'll be honest, my prediction right now for where I'm going to rank 6 is 1, 4, 6. I think I'm going to like it better than 5, but not better than 4. Is my kind of my rough estimate right now. If I had to guess based off of just the very little things we know about the film, I mean, we don't even really know what some of these new characters are. Like I had a decent theory about Samara Weaving's character, but like we don't really know too much about the new characters. We don't really know too much about like the situation. We kind of know like this, we know the setting, we know some of the scenes that are going to take place, but we don't really know that much about it. We really don't, and we're probably not going to until like December when the trailer comes out is my guess. I want that Statue of Liberty kill. Oh, someone getting pushed off the Statue of Liberty, that would be intense. That would be intense. I see a lot of crazy rankings, and this is something that I love. I love that everyone's ranking of these movies can be something different. Like I feel like everyone has a different take on it. 1, 4, 5, 2, 3. Nice. 1, 4, 2, 3, 5. Ooh. Hot takes. But yeah, everyone has different feelings about the Scream movies, which I think is interesting. There's a lot to love. There's a lot to be focused on, and in some of the movies, like they go really all in on like certain aspects of what's cool about Scream, and then in other movies they go all in on different things. Like Scream 3 kind of leaves the horror commentary in the dust, minus that one scene with Randy, but the whole rest of the movie is more about like the Sydney story, which I think is cool. Then you have like Screams 4 and 5, which kind of go back to the commentary a little bit. 4 does it way better than 5, in my opinion. But I think that's why a lot of people don't like 4 and 5, because it kind of tries to do like a horror commentary thing again. But I appreciate those movies for that, because that to me is the most impressive thing about the first Scream movie, is like the fact that it had the balls to criticize the whole franchise. That to me is like the coolest thing about that first Scream. It's the reason we're even sitting here talking about it. If it didn't have that element to it, no way would it be as big as it was. So that's so important. That's why I just like, I'm sure you guys saw that t-shirt I bought recently, the directed by Wes Carpenter. It's meta, man. It's funny. It's commentary. It's good stuff. And it really elevates that film from being just like run-of-the-mill slasher to this fucking huge timepiece movie that would influence so like years of horror films after it. So I don't know. To me, that's always been the most important thing about the Scream franchise, and I hope Scream 6 leans into that a little more. And instead of commenting on the Star Wars franchise, commenting on the state of horror. I mean, like crazy, I know. Maybe I'm asking for too much, but hopefully Scream 6 can find a way to comment stuff on to comment on stuff going on in the horror space right now, because there is more things to talk about than ever, man. They're missing an opportunity by not cashing in on that. I don't hate Scream 2, but I don't like the third act is easily my least favorite part of any Scream anything. Like I just do not care for the one of the killers in that movie. And if you've watched this channel for a bit now, you know what the hell I'm talking about. But Scream 2 has some excellent scenes. Easily the Sarah Michelle, I see someone talking about Sarah Michelle Gellar in Scream 2. I think Cece's chase scene is possibly one of the best in the entire franchise. The opening scene is in my opinion the best opening kill. But I just don't care for a lot of the rest of it. I don't know. I think like obviously your mainstay characters are great. Randy getting killed is a weird decision, especially how he gets killed. I don't love that. The whole mystery surrounding both of the killers is easily the weakest in the entire franchise by a long shot. It's just not a good, well-written mystery at all. Every time you see Billy's mother, every time you see it, it is is like a easy punch-in shot kind of storytelling, which I don't care for. The best mysteries are when you've had someone there the entire time who's been hiding in plain sight, and then suddenly, oh, they're the killer the whole time. And neither of these killers are hiding in plain sight. They are one of them is forgotten from the movie entirely by the second act, and the other one is literally just hanging out with Gale Weathers the whole time. So it's just not, it's painfully obvious. It's not very well written mystery in my opinion. And I don't know. So yeah, some people love Mrs. Loomis. Some people love that, but I just think anyone can go in front of a camera and make their eyes really big and start screaming. So hot take, I know, but I don't care for it. I think it's just goofy. Nothing about her performance is scary to me. I don't know. But Timothy Olyphant is fantastic. I feel like they wasted his character personally too. That's another reason why I'm not a big Mrs. Loomis guy. You could have expanded that character a lot, I think, and done so much more with him. But I don't know, man. I think it would have been interesting. Scream 3 has the interesting. I don't know. I've always loved Roman as a killer, and there's really only one time where I suspect that he's the killer throughout the entire film. So interesting. Okay, Scream 3 has the worst mystery with Sidney never meeting. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. And the voice changer from the future. Yeah, well, yeah, of course that's awful. But the mystery surrounding Roman though, I don't think is. It's not like, oh shit, this is fucking awesome, but it's also like I kind of like that aspect of it where you do have this moment where it could be Roman, you have this moment where he's getting questioned by the police and it's like kind of suspicious. You're like, oh, maybe it's Roman, but it seems a little too obvious. And you kind of, because of the other movies having those in mind, especially like the Billy Loomis murder mystery, you're thinking it would be too obvious to be him. Too obvious to be someone so close to the production. He's kind of obvious when it comes at that scene, and then the rest of the movie is red herrings left and right, which I think is cool. So, I don't know. Don't you mean Billy's mother? Yes. You're right. Who even is Debbie Salt? It's just Billy's mother around here. Surprise unknown killer for 6. We need 3 killers this time around. I will say this would be the movie to do 3 killers. We have a bigger cast. It's rumored that there's even more people a part of the cast. I would argue this would be the time to do the 3 killer angle and have one of them get away. Like that would be nuts. I think that would be super. That would be a really cool thing to do now because you can have that cliffhanger ending because Scream 7 is probably happening. Not confirmed, but like also probably. Why haven't they confirmed that to us? You might be asking yourself. I would assume it's because we're going to have a cliffhanger ending where someone does not die and maybe continues on the killings for the next movie. I think that would be dope instead of writing a whole new story. Make it a bigger story that spans 2 movies. Why not? Let's do that. We've never done that before. I mean, kind of. We kind of did that with Screams 1 through 3, but that was also an invention in the 3rd movie where it's like Roman's actually controlling the whole thing. He made all of this happen, but I don't know. I have not watched Santa Clarita Diet. I hear it's fantastic though. And yeah, Drew Barrymore and Timothy Olyphant. So I've seen like an episode, but I just don't really know anything about it. It was like a random episode in like season 2, I want to say. Yeah, my parents were watching it, and I just like I caught the episode. I'm like, oh, this is cool. both of those actors are fantastic, by the way. So I'm sure it's gonna be sick. T. Parker Evans is saying not Scream 7, but it's going to be Scream but extra louder. Ooh, man, if Scream but louder wasn't good enough for you, here comes Scream. Like it's a deeper voice too. Scream, the 7th installment in the Scream franchise. Oh man, they better not call it that. they better not call it that. It should be 2 killers working together, and the third just comes out making the other 2 killers be like, who the fuck is this guy? Yeah, I once again, I just feel like if they're gonna take the 3 killers angle, I hope it's not just like a surprise out of nowhere, like, oh, what the fuck? Like, there's just a random new character out of nowhere. That's kind of whack. But if they wanted to write something where it's like, oh, these 2 people who were kind of obvious, like, sure, maybe it's Samara Weaving and Josh Segarra. Okay, so like they're kind of obvious right now because they both played villains in the past who were prominent characters in their own respective things. But I think it would be cool if after that reveal, you get another reveal where it's just genuinely a surprise. It's like, what the fuck? This person was also a killer? Because you're not expecting a third killer reveal. You're not. If by the time you get the second killer reveal, you're thinking to yourself, okay, well, all this is over. How's it going to wrap up? But then to shock its audience with another surprise like that would be pretty cool. Cults. So people are talking about Ghostface cults and Stu being the mastermind. Yeah, man. I mean, hey, listen. If they, all I'm going to say about Stu, because I know some people are, this is a very controversial hot button issue, as they say. If they're going to do something with him, it's definitely going to be in 7. It's not going to be in this movie. That's all I'm going to say. And that is like a 50-50 chance, even though like I'm still kind of like, hey, kind of down for that. I think it might be cool, depending on what they do. It's all one of those things where execution is everything. If you do it right and you can connect it to those other movies with a purpose, okay, hey, I'm down. But if they just throw Stu in there to throw Stu in, that's gonna suck. Like even Stu fanatics are not gonna like that. So I'm down for a Stu reveal in 7 if it's something well written that's been there the whole time. It's like, oh, this has been alluded to this whole new series. Oh, this is a genius twist. Sure, I'm down, but I have my doubts if these writers can do that. That's all I'm gonna say. I love Guy Busick. He's amazing. James Vanderbilt though just throws some weird stuff in there every now and then. That's all I'm gonna say, man. But regardless, I'm so excited for 6. Like I think it's gonna be great. Do you think there will be more cameos in 6? Joel should absolutely be in this movie. This would be the opportunity for him to be here. It's going to be a film probably about like the Gale Weathers morning show, man. What is Joel doing nowadays? Maybe he left Ohio and he's going and working in New York now. I think that would be cool. I would love to see Joel back, Dwayne Martin. That would be sick. Let's do it. Let's do it is what Jake says. Talking about the Stu thing, I'm assuming. I have a very hard time seeing that working. I mean, like, they've already kind of set it up in the background. I will give the Stu argument that if it wasn't for that Easter egg in the last film, I wouldn't even be recognizing it as an option. But because of that little Easter egg in Scream 5, I'm like, okay, maybe they're setting something up with this. It seems plausible. It seems like a plausible route for them to go down. And like I said, if there was absolutely nothing from these new movies, from Scream 5, that had nothing to do with Stu, then I would completely abandon the issue. But we not only spend the third act in Stu's house again, but there's a massive Easter egg hinting towards a possible Stu still being alive reveal in Scream 5, where we also get the reveal that Kirby Reed is still alive. I'm trying to let me look this up, because I bet I could find the picture of it. So I'm just gonna look up Stu Scream 5. I wonder if it comes up there, because I definitely do not have that image with me. Stu's, yes. So it's a picture on like during the film when Richie is watching the Dead Meat cameo. At the bottom right, you can see this picture of a recommended video that says, "Did the real life Stu Macher survive?" And like, maybe it's just an Easter egg. You know, I mean, certainly it could be. So you're absolutely right that, oh, it's just something they threw in there to be funny, to be cool. A nice little fun Easter egg. Sure, could be. But at the same time, if this was setting up a Stu return, that would be a cool little Easter egg that would retroactively age really, really well. So I don't know, man. I think there's potential for it, but they have to do something with it in Scream 6. Because if they don't, then no Stu. No Stu in 7 then. If you're going to just, like I said, if you're just going to throw them in there randomly, then no, it doesn't work. But here, let me show you guys this, because... So here you go. This is the screenshot from the last film, where right at the bottom, I'm sure most of you have seen this, but yeah, right at the bottom there, if you can't really read that, it says, "Did the real life Stu Macher survive?" This is an actual shot from the last movie, and at the very top video is confirmation that Kirby Reed is still alive. So this is, for that little Easter egg, they're bringing back Kirby in the new film. Obviously, we had Hayden Panettiere ask Radio Silence to be back for this new film, but like, when did that happen? When did they decide when did Hayden Panettiere be like, "Hey, can I be in this new film?" to my knowledge, we don't have confirmation as to when that happens. Maybe it was when they were working on all of this shit, you know, when they're working on all these Easter eggs. But obviously a controversial comment, because I have seen people get into some insane fights on the internet about if Stu's coming back or not. I'll be honest with you, I'm kind of like, hey, whatever happens, man. If it doesn't happen, cool. But if it does and it's cool, I'm down for it. I don't think it's like the craziest. I don't know. Personally, I don't think it's like the most controversial issue. So. Listen, if they got a cool plan ahead of us and it has nothing to do with past legacy characters, okay, hey, that works for me too. As long as it's a well-written story, do your own thing. So if a character quite literally drinks a stew in 6, then it's confirmation Stu's alive. Now, I definitely need a little more than that. I'll tell you what. I know you're being silly there, T. Parker Evans, but I would definitely need a little more than that. I need like if they're going to set it up for 7, for a big reveal, for Stu is still alive, he's this mysterious third killer that is seen in the 6th film, I need some big kind of clue that going back from 7 to 6, you could see all that happening. Like that's what I need. It's like wait, this was an indication that like Stu is still alive. I need something like that in 6. Otherwise, don't do it, because then it's going to be like just one of those things where it's like, oh, well, they just brought him back to bring him back. Like, come on. Anyone could write that script of just bringing back legacy characters and having them be goofy and silly like how they were in the past films. I don't want that. Scream has always been great because of its twists and turns, its massive reveals, a bunch of weird character stuff. You can't just throw characters in there and expect to be satisfied by that kind of shock and reveal. Like, it's just not as crazy. As much as I don't love the Roman twist in Scream 3, that's still better writing than if you were just to throw nostalgic characters in my face and be like, hey, this is enough to satisfy that horror itch you have, right? No. No, I need my twists. I need a jaw-dropping what? This is happening? I think I beat that horse to death. So let's get on a different topic. What was the first horror movie you watched? Is that the one that sparked your interest in the genre? So kinda, I've always had like a weird relationship with horror until very recently. I would always go see them with like my buddies and stuff every now and then. I never really got like super terrified of horror. Like, there's only been a handful of movies that really just fucking like sent me to where I was like, I am uncomfortable. I am uncomfortable after watching this. But I watched 8-Legged Freaks when I was a kid, and because I was a kid, it scared the hell out of me. I've watched it as an adult, and it is a very goofy spider movie. And if you have not seen it, it stars David Arquette, and it's a banger. But I think when I really got into horror was when I saw Hereditary for the first time. That was like, holy shit, I need to watch like every horror movie in existence. I didn't know movies could be like this. Like, that Hereditary was one that really opened my eyes to like this whole other side to horror. I had watched the popular stuff and I liked it, but nothing really caught my interest like some of these like A24 flicks. Neon movies are like some of those that come out, some of the more psychological stuff. I was just like, oh, my eyes are open, man. Holy crap. The stuff is nuts. Do you think Amber is a little overhated and misunderstood for who she was as a character and killer? I feel like some people have missed the point of her character. Yes. I think she's like, she deserves the hate because she is a crappy character. Like, not like she's written crappy, but she is just a morally unsound character who even like, and there's a few little moments in Scream 5 where you get these like really big, crazy character moments with her that feels kind of subtle, but are actually like huge, really huge character developmental moments. Like, especially when she's saying like, wait, I was radicalized. Like, don't shoot me. She is so ready to give up on her position about the stab movies, like on a turn of a dime like that. It makes me wonder more. I want to know more about Amber as a character. Actually, I actually feel like she's one of the deepest characters in that movie. Hot take, because we learn so much about her maybe even more than Richie in that third act, I think, just based off of some of her reactions to things. And I find that very interesting. Amber's maybe one of the most well-written Ghostface killers, I think, actually. I really like Amber. I wish we could have used more. We could have used more of her in the movie, though. I would have liked to know. I wanted to know more about her, because the only other character trait we really learn about her prior to her reveal is that she's kind of just like pointing the finger at everybody. She's kind of a jerk to some people. I wanted to know more about her, I guess. Mr. Rick throwing a $2 super chat in there. Mr. Rick, I appreciate that. I was gonna call you Dr. Rick for a second. I'm like, you know what? You're so special to me, Mr. Rick. You have officially elevated your status from Mr. to Doctor just from this live stream. That doesn't make any sense at all. But I wanted to be silly. Listen, that Midsummer video is awful. Don't go back and watch my first video. Don't do it. It's not good. Everyone starts somewhere, you know? And if you want some inspiration, go watch my first video, because it is trash. It is not a good video. And Locked watched it the other day and said, I'll check it out. I'll see how bad it is. And I never got a review on it. So it's probably pretty bad, is my guess. I have yet to go back and rewatch it either. So I figured out how to talk too. That's a thing that I've learned in the past 3 or so years. I can't watch any of the Grudge movies. That girl with that noise just messed with my head so much. I hate it. Oh, I recently rewatched both versions of it, the Japanese version and the American version, and wow, both of those movies are so good. Like, they have aged way better than I thought. I really thought that those were gonna be some, like, oh, maybe they didn't age. Like, I really thought the American one hadn't aged very well. Like, that was my guess, because I haven't seen it since I was young. And I rewatched that and the original, and both of those are so good. Like, they are so fun. So fun, so scary. The visuals and the sound design especially are top tier in those movies. Quick review for Urban Legend. I love Urban Legend, man. I think out of all of the movies that tried to do the Scream thing, that tried to go that route, tried to do the slasher movie, but it's like with cool, relatable kid characters instead of what other slasher movies had done in the past, where it's still trying to feed off of that 80s kind of vibe, like even into the early 90s. It was getting kind of stale. Now Scream comes out, everyone's doing the Scream format. They're doing the commentary on the genre just a little bit. In my opinion, Urban Legend is the best out of all of them, I think. It has some really crazy kills and a really good mystery. I really like Urban Legend. I think it's the only one that really shocked me out of, like, well, Valentine has a good twist ending too, but Urban Legend's twist, I think, is possibly my favorite, though, just because it's crazy. I really didn't see it coming. I like the themes that movie has too, about urban legends and how people don't realize they're urban legends. People don't realize this is like a fake thing. There's a lot about that movie that's great. The characters, some of the lines of dialogue are just really cheesy, but this is something that is pretty consistent through most of the Scream copycat movies. It gets a little off deep end with the cheese. But Urban Legend is the one that I like the most, though. I love The Faculty too. The Faculty's a really good one. I don't think I Know What You Did Last Summer is like the greatest movie of all time. Some people love it, but I'm kind of meh about it. But Urban Legend, The Faculty, I'm trying to think. I love Valentine too. It's got a great twist ending. All three of those are like definitely like top tier when it comes to that genre of horror. Robert Englund, Danielle Harris. Yes, yeah, it's got a great cast too. Absolutely. Rebecca Gayheart too. I mean, like, damn. We got some hot takes in the in the chat right now. An almost offensive hot take. No, I'm just messing with you. Amber better than Stu, man. I just don't know about that, dude. I don't know. I really did like Amber. I really did like Richie, but Matthew Lillard, dude, his performance in that first movie it's outrageous, but it's controlled. You know what I mean? It's if it was any more outrageous, it wouldn't work, but Matthew Lillard just makes it happen because of how perfectly he plays crazy. I don't know. I love Stu. He's a great character, man. It's kind of tough to beat him. Jake looks 12. I was 12. No, that's not true. Did you see, this is interesting. Did you see Stephen King gave the producers of Prey an idea for Children of the Corn versus what? Versus Predator? I'm not joking, by the way, Jake. Sorry, I'm late. It was my great grandmother's 91st birthday, and she's healthy as fuck. Good, Kane. That's fucking awesome. Holy shit. I wish I could be 91 and healthy as fuck. That would be sick, dude. Nice, good stuff, dude. That's a whack idea. I can't even imagine how you would put both of those two villains together. Like what would that movie even look like? Those are so different, not only from like a conceptual level, but just from like tone and themes that they deal with. Yeah, I don't know. I just don't know how you could get those two characters together. I enjoyed Richie as a character in Killer. He was that horror fan who took things too far and was misguided in his love for Stab. I agree. Yeah. I think it was I actually liked how the third act was written. I just don't like why the Star Wars commentary, like that his whole speech about like how can fandom be toxic. That's all very well written. I think that's pretty good stuff. And I'm like, why couldn't the movie have focused on this a little more about the horror genre in particular? Why are we so subtly commenting on Star Wars? That this is so weird, man. I don't know. I just can't get behind. It really ruined the commentary for me the more I watched that film, because it's like, this is like, why are you commenting on Star Wars, man? I mean, this could have been such a good talk about how people like different things in the horror space, and because we have so many different genres and subgenres in particular that are popular right now in the horror space, you're gonna create this divide. It's inevitable when so many different things are popular, like how they are now. We have more like, I hate this term, but like elevated horror that's like really popular right now. I don't think it's elevated. It's just like stories that are a little more intricate than like your typical slasher premise. That's not to say that they're better. That's just to say that it's dealing with different things than your typical slasher movie. So saying that something is elevated is just like kind of pretentious to me. So I do like those movies, but I don't think that they're just immediately better for being more complicated. No, that's not how things work. But I really do. I do like a lot of those, like Hereditary. Like I said, Hereditary basically changed my life. I fucking love Ari Aster, Robert Eggers, and like Jordan Peele. All those movies are great. But then you also have like creators like Damien Leone, who's directing the new Terrifier film, and like that first one, it doesn't have anything to do with social commentary. It is just a fucking bloodbath, and I can appreciate it for that reason. It's good. It's a great movie. I love the first Terrifier, and it's never like too much to where it's just consistently crazy throughout the entire film. You get these little breaks in Terrifier that are nice, where you get like little character moments, which is so necessary in a movie like that. If you're going to show me the most brutal kill of my entire life, like that I've ever seen in a fucking movie, that hacksaw kill still bugs me to this day. You gotta give me little breaks in between that with little character moments or something. If you go the Rob Zombie approach where it's just constant dread and horrible thing after horrible thing, it's gonna get lackluster real quick. So I appreciate Terrifier for doing that, and it's not the same thing as Hereditary. It's a whole different flavor. And we have both of those things in the space right now. You could have talked about that in Scream 5. I don't know why they didn't. They even like kind of get up on it. You know what I mean? They get really close to it. They get as close to the line as you possibly can without actually commenting on that. And I don't know. I don't know why they didn't go all in on that. So I think I don't know. There's a lot of room to comment on all the shit going on in the space right now, and Scream is missing its opportunity to do that. Is how I feel about it right now. Hopefully 6 can touch on that a little bit. That would be cool. So, what's going on? All my favorite horror films too. I do love the Evil Dead remake. Urban Legend, Valentine, The Craft, Final Destination, Halloween 20 Years Later, Psycho remake, all the Screams, etc. Ooh, those are some good movies. The Evil Dead remake is kind of the outlier there, but I appreciate it because I too love that one. Oh, fuck. The Evil Dead remake's so much fun. I've watched that 6 times this year. I don't know why. I've just been really feeling that movie. Some of the kills in that are just so hard to watch. I love it. It's only 5 people in that fucking movie too, and it's just like, it's so brutal. The motive from Scream 4 annoyed me. 2011. Now it seems even more relevant. Scream 5 also is a good motive. I dislike the revenge motive and hope for something more creative in 6. I couldn't agree more, honestly. I really like the Scream 4 motive though now. Here's the thing about it. If it was just like some girl who wanted fame and it had no connection to Sidney Prescott and it had if Scream 4 didn't have any commentary on just horror remakes, then I would be in the same boat as you. But you have all these nice little flavors thrown in there with Scream 4. It's the whole thing itself is a massive commentary on just like horror remakes and is sort of like what Wes Craven would have imagined studios would have done with Scream if they had made a crappy remake of it, which I think is so funny to me. I don't know. There's so many things about that where it's just Wes Craven being so passive aggressive towards the studio that it's so funny. It's such a hilarious take on where horror had gotten to by that point. I don't know. I love everything about Scream 4. It's great. It's a really cool sequel. Locked with a $10 super chat. Holy crap. Locked. I appreciate that so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Amber is a great ghost face, being Tara's friend while knowing what she will do to Sam, dragging up her past and trying to frame her, especially since Sam is tormented by her past. Maybe Amber is the worst. There's definitely an argument for this. Amber killed Dewey. I mean, that's pretty fucked. She is the only ghost face to kill one of the legacy characters, which is your main three. So, I mean, hey, there's an argument for that. But our Ghostface killers this time around had a pretty low body count, gotta admit. I will say that. That was a little, I was kind of expecting one more kill or something. One more crazy on-screen kill. But I will say there is an argument there. I agree. She's so two-faced with Tara. Like, Tara is just completely blindsided by that reveal. And I don't know, her reveal too is possibly one of my favorite reveals in the entire franchise. Just I know, bam, oh God, every time that is my absolute favorite part of that movie. That was such a good scene. I like audibly gasped, and I'm not a gasper. Locked, I am not a gasper. I do not go like, I don't do that. I do that comically for my live streams, and that is about it. But when that fucking scene happened in Scream 5, I was losing my mind. Such a good reveal. Locked, thanks for the $2 super chat. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. What's up, Joe? How's it going? What's up, Joe? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Oh, James throwing some love towards Pandorum, which is a very underrated movie. Oh, I agree. You want to talk about a good twist. That's a really well-written twist. Oh, fuck. I won't get into it if you... Honestly, like, I know that movie's from 2009, but that's a twist I don't want to spoil at all because, that's a good one, too. Pandorum, man. Pandorum 2009. Oh, I haven't thought about that in a long time. That's a good movie. Yeah, like a lot of what A24 is doing is like what is considered elevated horror. I think it's more like... I don't like once again, I just don't love that term. I think what makes more sense is they're just psychological horror movies at the end of the day. That's really all A24 horror movies are. And for whatever reason, they're being grouped into this, like, they're like, oh, these are brand new horror movies. No, it's just modern psychological horror. That's what a lot of these are. Sometimes with the sci-fi twist to them, sometimes with like angels and demons twist to them, depending on the movie. But yeah, no, I don't think, I don't know. Elevated is such a weird way to describe these movies. I also am not of the opinion that like they're all better than modern, like just like what is popular in horror. Like I really like the new Scream is better than a lot of, not a lot, but some of the A24 releases. I've seen some bad movies from them, man. Like the A24, not everything A24 puts out is great, but there's some misfires. I will say that. I'm not gonna say anything super. The Monster is a massive misfire for me from the same guy that did The Strangers too, and I was really expecting it to be better, but the characters are so unbelievably unlikable. Like I couldn't even get through 20 minutes of that movie. But yeah, but then there's some really good ones too from them too. So it's like I said, there's a lot going on in the space right now. This new Scream has an opportunity once again to comment on all of that, but I just don't know if it's going to or not. I think being in the Big Apple, once again, is a great setting for doing a movie about a bigger horror space like how we have today compared to the 80s. or like the 80s, not the 80s. Why did I say that? The 90s. So this would be a good setting to do that and kind of talk about how like things are just bigger nowadays. There's more to talk about. There's like 1,000 horror movies coming out every single year, and it's impossible to keep up with. Trust me, I know. So let's do it. Let's do that in Scream 6. Give us a little horror commentary where we haven't had commentary. Give us something. Bucko is saying, are you a fan of American Horror Stories? To which I would say, fuck yes. I have only seen the first 3 episodes, but all 3 of them have been good. I almost like it more than just regular American Horror Story now. I'm really fucking with it. It's really fun. So I haven't gotten caught up on that or Pretty Little Liars. I just have not had time. But I do want to eventually finish those, and I might do a review of the whole thing once it's out. But yeah, no, I'm really, both of those shows I'm actually really enjoying. They're both fun. Johannes get out of here. Get out of here with that. Nah. Johannes Roberts he does make some weird choices with some of his characters, but the way he uses the camera is so creative, man. It's so like different than how anyone else just like fucking films shit. And it's like, I don't know if he has the same cinematographer every time, but he always uses like this one shot in all of his movies where it's this slow zoom on something really creepy, and it's just it's a nice shot, dude. Oh, it's really cool. So I actually like a lot of his movies. Pray at Night, Strangers Pray at Night, dude. Oh, it's a great slasher movie, I think. What's up, Carrie? Welcome. Popping in to say hello from work. I keep fearing that I'm going to say pooping in to say hello, but anyways, hey. That's okay. Just, don't poop on my stream. I would appreciate that, Carrie. I don't like to clean up poop, but thanks for popping in. And yes, Carrie is crashing the stream tomorrow. Everybody, we're talking about bodies. Doing a little spoiler talk. So come stop by if you can. I would appreciate that. The final 3 episodes come out tomorrow. Ooh, I might have to do some catching up if I can find some time. I'm probably going to end this stream at like maybe 9, because I want to have I gotta have some Jake time before I'm gonna go live on Craven's channel late tonight, so I need some Jake time before I really start going again. So maybe I'll watch, maybe I'll try to catch up on that a little bit. Other than horror, if chosen to be the director with actual creative say, what franchise would you fix that has been broken that's not horror? Like, I'm so invested in horror right now. Is there any franchise? I would do a new Terminator movie. Honestly, I would love to do a new Terminator movie. I think the last 2 Terminator movies, like, conceptually, just, I don't know why they chose that route again. The Terminator Salvation is a movie with a great concept but awful execution. Like, we need the movie that takes place in the future with like a character playing fucking John Connor, but not in the way they did it in Salvation. Like, we need a good version of Salvation. That's what I would want to do. The future movie with the robots running around and stuff. We've done enough movies where it's with the time travel and all that. We don't need to do that in every single Terminator film. The last 2 films think that is the most important part of what Terminator is, but I don't know, man. Oh man, I gotta look this up. I have been, like I said, I have been on my computer typing away all day. If you guys are channel members, by the way, make sure to check out the Cloverfield video I put out today. Put a lot of good work into that one. I think you guys are gonna like that one. But Damien Leone has apparently given us an update on Terrifier 2 over on his Instagram, and talking about when the U.S. premiere. And its U.S. premiere. Okay, well, I just need to go and check this out. I've not exactly had time to check this out. This is a recent story, too. Oh, man. Holy crap. Okay, well, I'm going to screenshot that. I don't know if this is it or not, but maybe. But yeah, apparently we have a big update on... you know what? I'll just read this. Fuck it. I don't know if this is it or not, though. Let me when I'm not in the middle of a live stream, I will look into this, and I will I'll probably do a whole video on it for tomorrow. Man, when am I gonna have time to? I don't know when I'm gonna have time. That's okay. That's totally fine. I am 100% going to talk about that tomorrow, though, because just a few things that I skimmed over looks interesting. Vacanus, thank you for the $5 super chat. I appreciate it. Also saying I'm tempted to go to this premiere. I'm not gonna lie, waiting for that exact date at the festival. Yes. I'm very excited. I'm super pumped. Like I can't fucking wait for this movie. I really think it's going to be one of the better ones of the entire year. Terrifier 2 is shaping up to be something really special. I can't wait for it, man. Oh God. I think also another reason I'm so excited for it is because I've always loved and appreciated that first Terrifier, but it always, like, watching it multiple times, I was like, this definitely has room to improve. Like, it's good. I actually do enjoy a lot of the character moments. Just so you know, his update on the trailer was in the comments of the post. He made a post. I thought you said Instagram story. I think I read that wrong. Let me check this out real quick because I'm curious. But oh, he did. Okay, he made a post. Yeah, cool. Okay, I'll look into that. Cool. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate it. But something I've always appreciated about Terrifier is I always enjoyed it, but like I said, there's room for improvement with a lot of the characters and the overall storyline. There's some cool character moments throughout, like with especially like I actually really enjoy the homeless lady who's living in this building's basement or wherever the hell this movie takes place. I actually really like her character. I like the janitor. Michael Levy is great in it too. Who apparently Michael Levy commented on my Instagram post, who's I believe a producer and one of the actors in that first Terrifier. He said he was at Monster Mania and was like, "Oh, dude, I would have loved to have met you." Shit, I would have loved to have met him too. That he was walking around Monster Mania apparently, man. Shit, but yeah, no, I would love to meet those guys though, so badly. Whatever, I gotta get to a con where they're just hanging out somewhere because Terrifier people, they just seem so cool. they're like my older brother's friends that I want to go hang out with. That's kind of the vibes I get from them. So I think they're awesome. I think they're just such cool people. Some of the behind the scenes stuff I've seen with them is so funny. Oh God, I cannot wait for Terrifier 2. I know it's gonna be good. It's a movie that is just a pure passion project from Damien Leone. It's something he loves, you know. So I can't wait to see it. A good slasher film with some good characters too is always right up my alley. Simple and sweet, man. Can't get better than that. Jason is saying, eating pizza for dinner. Fuck yeah, dude. Jake, hope you're having an amazing night. Gave you a thumbs up. Thanks, Jason. I give you a thumbs up. Thank you. Thank you for that support. Yeah, any interaction with these videos really does help everybody. I always appreciate that too. But yeah, so one other thing I want to go on a rant about with Halloween Ends. I never got to do a video talking about that picture with Nick Castle. I believe it was Nick Castle. And you can see our first image, kind of our first image of Michael from Halloween Ends, which I'm very excited. I'm very excited for this. It's not like the craziest thing. Like it's kind of just a picture of him in the background from a new scene. I think I want to say I never got around to making a video about that. I don't really have much to say about it besides like Michael looks cool, you know, like, so I was like, I'm not gonna make a whole video about this, but does look sick. And it is sad for him to be like, this is the last time that I'll be doing the breathing. Kind of sad. But I do want to I want to get a Halloween Ends video out soon. There's a few things I can do a video on, so everyone leave a comment after the stream. You'll get a Jakey virtual hug if you do. Carrie is spitting some facts. Virtual hugs for everybody for who leave comments. No, I kid, of course, but yes. Scream 4 is a commentary on remakes and reboots, said perfectly by T. Parker Evans. Yes, it is. Like, the thing about Scream 4 that I think is interesting is your new characters like Jill, Trevor, Kirby, Robbie. I always forget Robbie's name for some reason. Charlie. All of them are kind of like the remake versions of the original Scream. Like Jill is basically Sydney, Trevor is basically Billy, and so forth. Kirby is basically Randy. They're all like the remake versions of like characters from the first movie. So in a lot of ways, Scream 4 is almost like the shitty remake of Scream that fortunately doesn't exist due to Mr. Wes Craven, jam-packed right in the middle of a brand new Scream story. So I've always thought that was a really cool way to comment on like the horror space. I think that's just genius writing from Kevin Williamson and Mr. Craven, of course. So I don't know. I've always fucked with that movie. I think it's easily the best Scream sequel. It's smart, it's funny, it's gory, so maybe a little too meta at times, though, I will say that. But Scream 4 is fun, man. I love it. It's definitely the one I go back to the most of all the sequels. I don't know. I really enjoy it. Jill's a great killer and a great character prior to her reveal too, I think. So I don't know, man. It's a good movie. It's a good movie. Miss Jill is absolutely one of my favorite Ghostface killers.
What's your favorite scary movie, Olivia?
Just look at that. So funny. Retroactively watching that scene again, you're just like, this is so fucked up. This is so fucked up. Ah! I love it. I love it, man. The Jiller killer can do no wrong. But yeah, fuck, man. I'm so excited for 6 though, regardless. Remember our first podcast I said I hated Jill? I've come around though. Good, man. That's good. Jill, I don't know. A lot of people don't like her motive, but it's like, dude, she's fucking evil, dog. Like she kills her mom, and then like 5 minutes later, she's totally fine, and she's got Sydney cornered. She's like, the self mutilation is like really hard to watch too. Oh God, it's just a brutal third act. Everything is great up until you get to the hospital. Once you get to the hospital, it just goes massive cheese fest. But man, everything prior to that, it's good stuff. Chef's kiss. Mickey, Stu, and Roman are my faves. Ooh, very nice. Stu and Jill are definitely like some of my favorites. I really like Billy too. He's super sinister. The way Skeet Ulrich plays the character is really laid back but still creepy. You know, it's not like super in your face scary, but it's subtle. It's subtly creepy. And I really appreciate that. Opposed to Jill and Stu, who are a little more outward, Stu especially, being outwardly crazy. Bill is more a subtle kind of creepy that I think he does. I think Skeet Ulrich does that the best out of all the killers who try to be more subtle. Skeet does it the best, I think, personally. But Roman is also very good at being subtle. But yeah, man, there's not too many, like the only Scream killer I just dislike is well, not just Charlie, but you know the answer to that. We don't need to go on that rant again, but Charlie's the only one where I'm like, it's not even that I dislike him. There's just not enough time to really get to know the dude. You know, I mean, he was basically just a pawn in Jill's game, and that's about it. You know, I mean, there wasn't really much to him. This is where we don't see eye to eye. The one thing, I can't stand Jill. I don't know, man. She's a lemon scented kind of creepy evil. I love it. Some gross stuff. Can we honestly say the 90s human horror movies Carters are better than the 2000s? We have Michael, Jason, and the one and only Freddy. That's really arguable, Tanya, yes. That's really arguable because the late 90s and the early thousands are like both huge movements for the horror genre in completely different ways. You have Scream kind of reinvigorating the slasher franchise, and then the 2000s is a response to all the Scream-like movies where they're like, well, you know, these just aren't brutal enough. So we're going to do movies that are just the most brutal thing we can possibly imagine. Movies like Cabin Fever, Rob Zombie's House of a Thousand Corpses, Saw probably being the biggest one, Hostel from Eli Roth, Wolf Creek. There's a bunch of movies like that from like the early thousands that were also like really big horror movies and redefined the genre once again. That like little 6-year period, well, not 6 years, like 8 or 9 years from like 96 onwards. Like those years from 96 to like 2005 are two huge years for horror. Like that's really debatable, I will say. But you do have a point about seeing Michael and Jason back, and also Freddy Krueger in 94, and then Freddy versus Jason 2 is great. But man, like that's really tough. That's really tough because both of those are so important. If you don't have either of those, I just don't know how the genre would look today. So, but interesting. That's a tough one. I would love to do a whole video talking about those two eras and why they happened right after one another too. It's interesting. Charlie wanted to outdo the original Stab by making a real life remake of the Woodsboro murders. Yeah, and he says that, you know, but it's just, I don't know. It just feels underdeveloped to me, you know? It also feels kind of underdeveloped in Scream 5. Like it's kind of the same idea. Instead of like doing it themselves though, they're like, let's have Hollywood do this. Let's give them more ideas. But just once again doesn't feel consistent. And it's the same thing with Scream 4. Like, yeah, they're filming the murders and stuff. Cool. But like, we don't really get to see any of that. We don't get to see I don't know. I would have loved to have seen them like editing footage together or something, like have a scene like that. Obviously you can't do that without ruining the mystery, but like, I want to see a whole movie where that's the main focus. I don't know. I've always thought that'd be cool. See, Rob Zombie's Halloween movies I didn't like. I'm like not a fan either. I got to be honest. I think Rob Zombie's style is very like, I don't know if it's like hit or miss for me, but sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Like House of a Thousand Corpses, I think is awesome. I fucking love that movie. Then you watch Halloween, and it doesn't work for me, man. It's just constant brutality, start to finish. There's no breaks. There's no time for you to rest. It is just constant brutal thing after awful conversation between two awful characters. There's just no breathing room in his movies, and you really feel exhausted and out of breath by the time you get to the end of a Rob Zombie film, especially with his Halloween films. But some people love them. Some people love wall-to-wall brutality. And for that, I say all the power to you. But I prefer like little, I want to see something brutal, but then I want a little character break after that. You know, I think that's you got to do horror in waves, in my opinion, is the best way to do it. So there is a hot topic that's been going around. Everyone seems to keep debating about who is better, Tim Curry or Bill Skarsgård as Pennywise. I think the one thing I'll say about it is if you think that one or the other sucks, I just don't know how to feel about that. I think both performances have their merits for completely different reasons. And they're both incredibly physically amazing performances on both actors. They both did it. They both played it so well in completely different ways. Tim Curry obviously makes the character a little sillier, but it's so fun to watch. And it's so just like, it's hard to watch too, because his delivery, I don't know, man. Oh, I love it. It's so goofy, but it's so creepy at the same time. It's really well written, I think. But I will say the 90s miniseries, the hot take, but the only good part about it is Tim Curry as Pennywise. Like that, when he's on screen doing his thing, I'm all about it. But man, when it's anything else, it's really hard to get through. But even though I do like the 2017 movie the best out of any It thing, I think Tim Curry is fucking amazing in those, and you should watch the miniseries just for his performance alone, which is such a standout, easily one of his best roles in something that I think is just not that great, honestly. But he's awesome though. He makes that miniseries something memorable. Without his performance, I think it's pretty much something you could sweep under the rug. But he kills it, dude. Bill Skarsgård though I fucking love too, because I mean the shit he does with his eyes going wall-eyed and all that, and the drool. I mean, he is so into that character. You cannot discredit that performance either. But I think they're both good. I think they're both great. Do I like one better than the other? Probably Bill Skarsgård for sure, but Tim Curry's performance once again is great. Hilarious, dark humor, like Carrie's saying here. Yeah, I agree with that. It's very goofy, but it's also very creepy, you know. And oh god, the designs are very different too, which is nice. I love both of the designs. I think for both the Pennywises, I have them right here. Look at this. I got this one. I got this one. Isn't that cool? Don Harrison is saying Tim Curry's role holds a special place in my heart. Nice. But Bill drooling in the sewer doesn't get better. Yeah, man. Dude, when he's got the drool coming down his mouth and his eyes change colors. Oh god, that's so fucking messed up. Oh, it's a good scene. Both are really good. I prefer Bill, but it's two different movies. Yeah, it's definitely two different things, you know. So that's a really good point too. Random, but I just realized that Jamie Lee Curtis plays Laurie at least once per decade. Yeah, isn't that nuts? Like, the one thing I'll give to Resurrection is, hey, you know, at least that's it's history making because of that. You got Laurie Strode in the thousands. That's the only time it happened. So, I mean, there is that. Ooh, something in my eye. But yeah, no, I think it's sick. So my daughter hates clowns because of those movies. Nice. That's funny. Like I said, I haven't been like terrified by any movies like recently, really. Well, no, that's not true. X was pretty. X had me at a few scenes. X really scared the fuck. There's a few jump scares in that movie that really got me this year. Nope had a few scenes too, but like there hasn't been a movie this year that was just like the whole fucking thing is like, oh my God, I'm bawling my eyes out. This is so terrifying. A24's movies this year has been good. I've liked almost every A24 horror movie this year has been good. But none of them were like Saint Maud or Hereditary or the Lighthouse, where I'm petrified the entire time. I don't know, but they've all been fun. Like X was, it was silly and scary at the same time. It was a nice mix. Bodies just kept me on the edge of my seat throughout the entire last 30 minutes. I was just like, what the fuck is gonna happen? Ugh. It just, that movie holds you in suspense for as long as it possibly can. It just holds you there too. And you were just like, with every word that comes out of people's mouths, you're just like, oh, come on. When's it going to happen? Oh, Carrie, don't you worry. In September, we got some more Ty West coming out with Pearl, and I cannot wait for that. I rewatched X again last night because I've been kind of wavering on my opinion of that film. I'm like, it was good, but is it still my favorite of the year? And I rewatched it last night and I'm like, yeah, you know what? This is definitely the best horror. This was definitely the best horror film of the year. Ugh. X, I have like a few problems with it now that that didn't bug me the first couple times I watched it. Just a few things about how the killers are written. I think towards the end, some of the stuff that happens, but I think it all works with the tone of that film and how goofy it is. Actually, the bigger thing I have a problem with X, which is why it's a 9 out of 10. I don't think I'll go any higher than that. With X, some of the dialogue is a little too like telling you what's happening right now. Like there's a line about like, what's your American dream? And it's just like, okay, well that's so this is the time for an exposition dump. Got it. Cool. Thanks for telling me that, all with a line of dialogue. But there's a few moments like that in X. That's really my only big problem with it. Like, I think some of the killers move around a little too fast towards the ending too. That's my only other problem with X, but like, who cares? Like, who cares? I don't think it's that big of a deal. But those are my only two big problems with it. The jump scares, the music, the shots, it feels so 70s. I love it. I don't know. X is definitely my number one of the year, but I'm very excited for Pearl. I'm very excited for Pearl, though, too. More Ty West movies. Let's get it going, and let's get that sequel going, too. I have a feeling we are going to have a fun conversation about bodies tomorrow. Yes, we are. I am very excited to talk about that. Ugh! Yeah, once again, check out that live stream tomorrow. We are going to go into some spoilers talking about bodies. I have so much to say about that fucking movie. I have so much to say that I went over a little bit in my review, obviously, but there's so many things that I would like that, like, I need like a podcast or like a live stream to talk about all of it for, because, oh, fuck, man. I have a lot to say about that. I'm going to answer a few more questions. I'm probably going to sign off. Jake's pretty tired today, so I'm going to one to go a little nuts, one to have a little fun with you guys, but now I'm Jake wants to watch Pretty Little Liars, get a little nap in or something before Craven's late live stream tonight. So I actually just watched Orphan for the first time in prep for First Kill. Nice. And I loved it. Reminded me of The Good Son, but creepier and with a good twist. Yeah, I really like the twist. It's a brutal movie, deals with some crazy subject matter. Super uncomfortable movie to watch too. Orphan's fun, man. I like it. Today I went to enroll in classes for my freshman year of college and decided to join the film club. Nice. I was channeling my inner Randy. Good, Trent. That's good. Have fun. That's where I met a lot of my friends from college there. So there you go. Julian is saying, do you think Stu can potentially end up being a good guy in Scream 6? I'd be interested in the redemption arc. That would be cool. Because, like, I don't want him to be a static character if he shows up. You know what I mean? I don't want him to be like just, he's just exactly the same as he was 25 years ago. No, I want Stu to be, if he comes back, make him be different, make him be more brutal. Give me something. Either more evil or maybe, hey, actually, he's a good guy now. And he's just hiding from the police or something. I don't know. What else we got? I'm enjoying the new Pretty Little Liars show. Super fun. Good. I'm enjoying it too. I think it's You know, it's definitely a little low budget, but it's like it's a lot of fun. I think it's written really well so far. The fact that this movie is doing good. The fact that this movie is doing like this. I'm sorry, this show is doing pretty damn good commentary on the horror genre right now. I appreciate that a whole lot. Nice little Easter eggs and stuff too. So, redemption arc for Stu. He killed innocent people. Yeah, but wouldn't it be cool if he saved all of our characters in this new movie and you kind of like question how you feel about him after that? It's good writing. It's good writing. It would be kind of sick. But at the same time, if they wanted to make him more evil, that's probably more plausible just because of how fucked up his life would have been if he was presumed dead, got taken to jail, something after the events of that. So it all depends on the route they take with it. But Stu possibly feeling bad about how Billy and Roman talked him into killing people in that first movie, I could see him trying to agree to disagree. Ooh, okay. I don't think like what I'm saying by that is I don't think even if he saves people, I'm not saying, oh, he's cleared of everything he does. I'm not saying that. No, I'm not saying that, T. Parker Evans. I'm saying that it would be like a moral dilemma watching this character again if you knew he would end up doing that. That to me is interesting and makes it kind of debatable how you would feel about the guy. I'm personally on the fence that like if you kill somebody, what the fuck? Like you're an asshole. You can't really be redeemed from that. But it's also one of those things where he did end up saving people, so it's like, how are we supposed to feel about this? It's an interesting like kind of political, I think, thing. I don't know. He had pleasure in killing people. I would argue that. I would argue against that personally. I think that he was peer pressure thing in that first movie. Personally, I don't think he wanted to do it. I think Billy made him do it, which is a really interesting it's a really interesting character relationship between the two. I don't know. I fuck with it. I fuck with it. Do you really want a sequel to 2019's Child's Play though? Like, do you? Like how badly do you want that? Because we also are getting a movie next year called Megan, which is basically just going to be another movie with the same premise, another evil robot doll killing people. So you might not get that sequel, but we are going to get that next year. So I'm pumped for that. That should be good. Child's Play 2019 would have been a great movie if it wasn't in the Child's Play franchise, I think, but it's I don't know. There's so many things I just don't like about that movie. But anyways, I just want to say thank you all for joining me tonight. I absolutely love all of you. Hugs and kisses. Thank you for joining the stream tonight. I got to wrap it up because I got a stream late tonight over on Craven Something Scary's page. Go check that out if you can. Oh my God, you guys are awesome. I don't know what else to say. Jake needs a nap. Check out my Cloverfield review if you are a channel member as well. And hey, don't forget to kill it out there, y'all.